All right, so we're going to talk about an interesting little topic here because I've been observing and I've been asked a couple of questions about the sun and it causing skin cancer and whatnot. And here's the thing though, okay? When you look at the sun is an organic object in the sky, and nothing that is part of nature or organic should cause you any type of idea that we call a disease. For one, your body is part of this system. And anything that's organic is harmonized with this body already to begin with. It's all programmed to thrive in harmony with the environment. Anything that's been altered can cause a disharmony, and this is what you would categorize as what we would call diseases, which is nothing but an imbalance of chemistry. Acidic environments, okay? Stressful conditions that weaken certain conditions of certain cells in your body. Deprivation of oxygen to certain areas of your body due to some type of stresses that you may be experiencing. The reason everybody has adrenal fatigue or weaknesses is not just due to diet. See, adrenal weaknesses come from, let's say stresses from like bills you may have, relationships that aren't working out, certain living conditions that are causing you to be very stressed out on a day-to-day basis. This is causing adrenal fatigue. And the thing is, these are the most powerful things to basically take care of and not let go to shit. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the adrenals, just like you see the word adrenaline in the word adrenal, is what it is. You notice how when you have an adrenaline rush, you feel more faster, you feel stronger, you feel more sharp in all areas of the game, because it's literally a steroid. Now, the second place that you produce another steroid is on the skin. Okay? Now, the adrenals sit above the kidneys, and the skin is your third kidney. So now you got to look at it like this. These little pyramid-shaped glands that sit above the kidneys are responsible for processing electrolytes, even producing hormones when testosterone levels are low in the body. But most importantly, they process minerals, electrolytes. Okay, they are fatigued also when you're on an extremely high protein diet or a very inflammatory diet. And this is what causes depression, which, doctors are very good to prescribe depression medication on people. And it's all because everybody has adrenal weakness. Now, doctors make money when they prescribe medication. So the fact that everybody has adrenal weakness, they can easily tell somebody that they have depression, because there's people who've gone to doctors and they go for one thing and they end up coming out with an extra medication called antidepressant medication, which is pretty funny and insane at the same time when you look at it. Now, that's why it's important to make sure that your kidneys and adrenals are on point. Now, the skin produces something called vitamin D3. Now, that vitamin, it's not even a vitamin, it's a hormone, okay? And it's a steroid that's actually working in harmony or in a symbiotic relationship with what's going on inside your body. So, like I said, if your skin is your third kidney, it's also an eliminative organ. Okay? So the sun does not cause skin cancer. What causes skin cancer is the imbalanced chemistry that you're introducing to your body. And aside from the diet, it's also lifestyle choices that you're basically involved in that one would say, well, how do you overcome those things? Well, if you start to look at it from a perspective of really nothing matters unless it matters to you, like matter, materialize, it will only materialize if it matters to you. When you start to look at things and say those things don't really matter, I matter more than those things, because if I happen to die, right, then what good are those things that I made material in my life that really mean nothing? Okay? See, when I say balanced perspective is basically you're the balance. That's why whatever matters to you or what something means to you, you're the median. That's why you tell people, do you see what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's the mean is median, middle, right? You're basically in your heart space. That's home, right? Home is Midgard. That's Earth. Earth is Midgard, right? Earth is the balance between what we would want to categorize the heavens and the hells, right? The bad and the good. But in actuality, you ground all kinds of energy here. So, but who's grounding it? You are. So that means you're the natural, neutral human, okay? But you're really not human at the same time. See, all the things out here are basically tools. See, I found out that something so powerful such as this right, is extremely a very valuable tool. I'm actually growing about 10 citrus trees. And the beauty part about it is that they all started from seed and they already have little flowers. I mean, I have them indoors because outside they don't survive frost, but I have them indoors and they already have little flowers, like they're trying to form some lemons for me. Now, obviously these I got from the supermarket because I don't have any lemons yet, but that's, of course, generational wealth that's ready to bloom and blossom for me, you know what I'm saying? Where I may not have to buy these things anymore because I'm gonna be getting a shitload of them and I'll just keep planting new ones with new seeds, and that's how it's gonna work. Now, here's the thing though. Do you see this? This is liquid sunlight. Because we use something called the law of correspondence, right? That's part of the 7 hermetic principles. Now, when you see the color of this is yellow. All right, what else is yellow? Your solar plexus. So let's say, for example, when they tell you all health starts in the gut, is the reason why is, for one, that's your compost bin. But aside from that, your kidneys are right there in the middle with your adrenal glands, which is one of your main eliminative organs. And your body's responsible for processing and elimination. When you process but you don't know or not able to eliminate, then you cause stagnation. Okay, and stagnation can cause from many different reasons. Again, acidosis, which is an acidic condition. This is dehydration. Okay, and if your body's made of water, okay, do you notice how water, when you have water in a stream or a river, it's better and cleaner when it's flowing, but when it's stagnant, what happens? The water tends to rot. Anything that stays stagnant rots. So when you're eating certain things in your body and they're not eliminated after they're processed, you're supposed to be able to take things, eat the nutrients, and then expel the waste. When you eat something, you process, download the file, and then you poop the rest out, right? What happens when you can't take a shit? That constipation feels horrible. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people have putrefaction, fermentation, a lot of food that's stuck in the colon that hasn't been out in sometimes years. And that's basically affecting the performance of your vessel. But why is that? Your body is more bacteria than you are human. So what are you doing? You're affecting the bacteria in your body. That's like if you live in a neighborhood and they're throwing feces and garbage all around your house. How do you think it's going to smell around your house? How do you think the health conditions are going to be around your house? You get what I'm saying? Now, what gets processed inside of you is supposed to come out. Now, even that's useful because people actually can compost their waste if they're eating a proper diet, though. The thing is that you can't do this because a lot of the people are on pharmaceuticals. They're eating an inappropriate diet, and then you can't even compost your waste, right? So think about this, though. Whenever you are processing information, you obviously digest the information, right? You obviously see how it sits with you, but then you don't hold onto a belief system. You know what I'm saying? You basically let the information flow through you, take the nuggets you need, and then you expel the waste out, right? Where does that waste go, though, right? It's useful somewhere, or is it eaten by something else outside of you? Which really is also an idea because there's really nothing outside of you. It's all you. And you're projecting this whole reality from within you, including this. This is nothing but an idea. There is no spoon, Neo. So this right here, when I'm taking this lemon, intention is key. See, I'm drinking liquid sunlight. Now, it's funny how a lemon is very acidic. You get what I'm saying? But it's got an alkalizing form in the body. So think about this, though. The color yellow, your solar plexus is yellow. I drink this in the morning. I'm introducing the sunlight into my body, right? Now, my solar plexus, of course, is right by my stomach area. And then you got your heart chakra right here. Heart is where the home is, right? This is earth. The anagram for heart is earth. Your heart chakra is green. Mother Nature is green, right? So why is the sun upside down? It's actually from the bottom and it's lighting up the heart space, right? Because it's the gateway. But in actuality, when you look at your reality outside of you, everything really is inverted. Your brain makes it right side up because everything you see is actually upside down. You know what I'm saying? But your brain makes it right side up. So in actuality, the way that it's designed inside of you is the way it's designed outside. But it's a mirror. Just like when you see yourself in the mirror, you raising your right hand, but in the mirror, it looks like you're raising your left hand, right? So it's not a direct reflection. But then now when I say I'm going to take this lemon and I'm introducing this sunlight in my body, the intention is what it is. Now I happen to start enjoying it more and more. You know why? Because there's energies and parasites and stuff that don't belong in my body. Okay, so what do you do when you don't want something in your body? You basically just starve it, and it just basically finds its way out. So it'll find its way out the moment I am raising my vibration or eating something of more intelligence. Those lower level life forms or lower level energetic parasites will exit the body. You know what I'm saying? It's not a harmonious environment for them. But now check this out. Before I even get into that, so the lemon is acidic, but it's alkaline forming in the body. When I go outside, the sun is hot, or so you're told it's hot. Hot is acids, right? Yet it has a healing effect on the body, such as an alkalizing effect on the body, right? But what happens when the heat from the sun is touching your skin, right? It feels hot, right? But that's actually creating a nitric oxide effect in the body where it's increasing circulation. Do you notice how when you have circulation, that's healing? Stagnation is not. But then yet we also just say, oh, we only focus on the alkaline side of chemistry. We focus on the bodybuilders and athletes just sitting in ice baths. But heat also has its properties. Because this is why when you get injured, inflammation, and you touch the affected area, it's hot. Why? Because your body is naturally rushing blood into that area for healing. So it's creating a nitric oxide effect. Okay? That's why in winter everything's dormant. That's why in winter you actually lose a little bit of color. And it's not because you lose melanin, it's just lack of circulation. So you actually look a little more pale. When you actually increase circulation in the body, you start to look a little bit more on a reddish hue, right? But then you also have now that melanin that gets produced on the skin basically by your skin processing the ultraviolet radiation, right? So now here's the thing though. When you say the sun causes skin cancer, the sun doesn't cause skin cancer. Nothing natural, for one, is going to cause any kind of dis-ease in your body. The only thing that's causing the dis-ease in your body is the disharmonious chemistry that's going on within you because of the imbalanced chemistry you introduced it to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And just from that first, that's the physical form of what you're actually eating. Because everything else, when you're touching something, you're eating. When you're looking at something, okay, you're actually eating. You're actually receiving from your ears. You're receiving smells. But the real most physical dense form is what you're actually eating, right? So when you're eating this low vibrational food, check this out. Your body's made of water, right? Water and oil and water don't mix. Now there's good fats, there's bad fats. There's good carbs, there's bad carbs. There's good sugars, there's bad sugars, right? So check this out. When you're eating an acidic diet or oils that don't belong in there, such as like, saturated fats from animal protein and whatnot. Do you notice how when you eat these foods, all right, when you go in the sun, obviously you're going to sweat because that's one of the main eliminative organs it's the third kidney, okay? And when you're sweating, those acids you ate, the oils that don't belong in your body are going to start coming out of your skin. And that's what's actually burning on your skin. The sun is actually, now that's acid with acid. When you're taking this acid and it's got an alkalizing formation in the body, that is actually going to come out as harmonious chemistry for the sun. Now, there's going to be an excitement of gut microbiome. The chemistry in your body is all going to be excited. You're going to raise your vibration. That's why they call this higher vibrational food, because these things raise your frequency. So whenever you don't want something in your body, what do? You just starve it and it'll find its way out. Now, there's energies, right? We have shadow aspects of ourselves. We have a lot of things within us, right, that we need to integrate. But these things actually have to be worked. You have to face these things, and then we call them these demons. You have to face these things, right? Because the reason that they became demons is because you demonized them, because society deemed them unacceptable. So you hid them in a closet. You put them away, right? But those are parts of yourself, all right? And that's why and most of the time, those things actually have a lot of gems and jewels in them. And when you hide those parts of yourself, then it's like you don't feel complete, because you feel more suppressed. That's why people get depressed. and they can't express themselves, right? The only way that these things can be accepted by society to begin with is when you actually accept them first. You see, this is why I said there is no spoon, Neil. There is no lemon. Nothing outside of you can ever really manifest in existence unless it exists in you first. You have to look at it like this, like it has to exist in me first for me to expect it to exist outside of me, right? That's why abundance has to exist in me before I can actually experience abundance. How can you expect love if you don't love yourself? How can you even love anybody else if you don't love yourself? How can you expect others to treat you a certain way if you don't treat yourself a certain way first? You get what I'm saying? Because it doesn't exist in you first. See, this is what inverted living means. It's living backwards. Like you expect the physical to be the starting point when the starting point is basically you. You're the starting point. You know, it has to exist in you first. And then that's where you start to do the changes outside of you. So if I'm introducing this liquid sunlight within me, right? You are harmonizing the chemistry in your body to these natural elements outside of you, right? We demonize this existence, but this existence is beautiful. What makes it terrible are the humans and how they operate the system. However, when you look at the system that you're seeing that you hate is actually an extension of you, is a version of you, right? When you look at your body is protecting you, right? Your body is doing things to keep you from getting sick. What do you think the system out here is doing? All this secret shit that happens. You know what I'm saying? Your ego, right, wants to be the one in front, but it keeps you. It's actually a hater. It keeps you from seeing the real because it knows that it can no longer exist the moment you get to see beyond it. So that's why you take a little peek. And once you get that little, all it takes is a little peek for you to get a realization that there really is nothing out here. And this whole shit is just a fucking show. You're acting in this fucking game. So I'm using this as a tool. Now, here's the thing. I know I went into many different directions with this, but I'm just letting my information flow however it flows, okay? But when you have something like this, and then there's people who are doing everything backwards. This is why the sun is demonized, but the sun is lighting up your reality. It does keep you trapped here. However, you're here for a certain extended period of time. As long as you're alive, that sun is there. Okay? Who is to say that that sun exists the moment you die? The moment you die, that sun may not even be there along with the people that you actually even knew. Just the same way that when you wake up from a dream and everything just happens to just go into space and it's like it never happened, but it felt so real at that moment. That's why even the people, places, and things, the things you stress out so much about here, may not even exist, right? So when you die and they go to your wake because you really woke up from a dream, you'll see that none of this even really existed, including the sun. The big glowing ball in the sky that they actually make a story about religion, all religions around. So a lot of people demonize the sun because they're doing things that don't work with the sun. So the same way you work with your body, you work with these natural elements. The way you work with your body, you're going to start to experience more harmonious experiences, including how the system outside is going to start to treat humanity. Okay? The reason that this system is perceived by people to be doing things a certain way, really sit down and analyze how your body and how you treat your body and what you're doing with your body. Where's all your attention always going? Is it always outside, or are you putting any time into your systems and becoming the actual CEO of your business, minding your business? A lot of people wear sunglasses when they go outside. You know what happens? You could be on the best diet in the world, but you're still going to get burned. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the thing is, you're tricking the brain into thinking that it's not daytime. So now the harmony between it's like if you are watching blue light like this right before you go to bed, you're hindering the melatonin production. So what do you think? When you go outside in the sun and you're wearing sunglasses, you're actually hindering the chemistry that the body is priming itself for when it goes outside to actually increase melanin, process D3. So like you wearing sunglasses is actually terrible. In fact, when you let the sunlight in your eyes, it kills vampires and parasites in your body at the same time. That's why sun gazing exists. But you see, you have these things that are out there for free and you take them for granted. You don't use them, right? You're using things that actually have an expiration date, when these things, the only time they expire is when your vessel expires, because you really don't expire. So utilize these little tools. For example, if I give somebody a fat burner, because they tell me, well, a lot of people, this is what they do. They use these things and expect these things to be the magical tool for them. You are the magician, but you use these things as tools. See, here's the thing though. When somebody goes to a supplement company and they say, well, do these fat burners really work? I'm like, well, are you going to be eating a certain way? Are you going to be training a certain way? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, if I sell you the best fat burner in the world and you still go eat Dunkin' Donuts and Popeyes, is that fat burner going to work? No, because that's not a conducive, it's not comparable to what it is that you're trying to use that tool for. You get what I'm saying? So the same way, when you use something like this, what's your intention behind it? There is no spoon, Neil, there is no lemon. This is just an idea. However, if I use this, it's balancing the chemistry between my body and outside. See, the program is already designed a certain way. You just have to know the program so that you can actually harmonize with what it is that you're doing out here. You want to make more money, what do? Right? You exist in your mind first as somebody doing that, because you can see yourself doing that, right? You can this is the best way to astral project, right? Wow, I sit here, I can see myself doing that. You get motivated. Now that motivation is actually you inviting, because you got to harmonize with that energy, right? So you become a frequency match to that. Now, when you become a frequency match to that, you'll start to experience people, places, and things that might even network you in the right area to put you in the right place to do that. But the people telling you the sun causes skin cancer and whatnot, you're harmonizing with that, but you're also playing the system by ignorance, eating a certain way, living lifestyle a certain way. When they say health is wealth, when you have a child, you pass your system to that child. That's because health is wealth. That's generational wealth. Now, they're going to be experiencing pains and, discomforts and all that. That was passed down by the parent. You can have $1 million in your pocket, but if you have no health to enjoy it, what good is it? So now look at it from the other way around. There's a lot of people saying they're spiritual and whatnot, but spiritually they're fucking weak and they're broke. They're really not spiritual, even though they may say they are. A lot of the times, what is the energy that you would need in order for you to say, okay, if I have a lot of money in my pocket and I'm healthy and I can enjoy it? Well, if you have a lot of energy, but you have no awareness of how you can use that energy, then it's going into a system that really doesn't exist. And then when you die, you cease to exist, because you didn't even realize you existed, because all your energy went into a system that really technically doesn't exist. But it exists based on an idea that you were told. Language, compartmentalizing all these little words and putting pictures in your mind. So when you visualize, you're still visualizing on a system that's already designed out here, but that's inversion. You get what I'm saying? It's even hard to explain this shit. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to explain it, because even I have challenges visualizing and trying to visualize off something that I don't even fucking see out here. Trying to visualize it off something else. Try to do that shit. It's fucking hard. But it ain't impossible. Anyway, the camera's going to cut off. I'm going to make another video. If I have anything else to say, and we'll talk soon.